Hello students, myself Gunjan Mittal Roy in the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering in Jamtech, Greater Noida. In the previous videos of digital communication, we have started with the PCM system, that is pulse code modulation. This is basically used to convert analog signal into digital. And for PCM system, three basic components are required, which are sampling, quantization, and encoding. So out of these three components, the very first thing is sampling, and here in this video we will be focusing on sampling in detail. So first of all, what is basically a sampling? It is a process of converting a continuous time signal into a discrete signal. This is basically done by using a switch to which the analog continuous input signal is applied, and a clock is given to this at a particular duration. After every particular duration of the clock, the switch becomes closed and it passes the signal, and after that it becomes open and it stops the signal. So for the time for which the signal is passed out of a switch, we get a particular sample, and for the time for which there is no signal and output, we do not get anything. So this way we get sample and then there is no sample. And again, in the same way, the samples are repeated after every discrete intervals of time. And hence we get a discrete wave as shown in figure B. So in the sampling process, we convert a continuous time signal into a discrete signal. For this is the diagrammatic representation of the sampling process, in which xt is showing an analog signal which has to be sampled, and the x of st is showing us the output or sampled signal. So actually, how do we get this output from the given input signal xt? For this we use a multiplier circuit, and which is nothing but a switch, as I have shown you in the previous slide. And to this switch or multiplier circuit, along with the xt or input signal, we are applying a discrete pulse train of uniform time interval st, and the output of this circuit or multiplier is the product of the two. So the places where we do not have discrete pulses, we do not have the pulses, the signal will not be present there, and the places where we have the pulses, the samples will be taken out. So we get a discrete sampled signal out of a continuous signal by just multiplying a discrete pulse train with the given input signal xt, as shown in figure. Now the next thing which is of prime concern is the sampling rate or sampling frequency. It has to be considered very carefully that the sampling rate should neither be too high nor be too low. It should not be oversampling or undersampling. There should not be any overlapping, or there should not be any wastage of the band. So it has to be chosen in an appropriate manner. The sampling rate or sampling frequency is denoted by Fs, which is the reciprocal of the sampling time duration. So the sampling frequency is in general called as sampling rate, which is defined as the number of samples taken per second or per unit time. For analog signal to discretize, the sampling rate should be highly considered. As I told you in the previous slide, it should be such that the data in the message should not be lost or should not get overlapped. So this is fixed by defining a theorem called Nyquist rate. So this is the Nyquist rate, which defines that the sampling frequency should be greater than or equal to twice the maximum frequency of the message signal. Here the maximum frequency of the message signal is denoted by W. In general, we can also show it by FM, where FM is the maximum frequency of message signal. So the Nyquist rate Fs is equal to 2Fm or 2W. Sampling rate is also called as Nyquist theorem. So it shows that the frequency should lie from minus W to W. This is the band from lying between minus W to W. We need a sampling frequency, a frequency at which there should be no loss of information or no overlapping. That means the perfect sampling frequency or sampling rate, which is defined by the Nyquist rate, given by Fs equal to 2Fm or 2W. So this is showing us basically sampled output in F domain, in frequency domain, and this can be considered as undersampling, where the two samples have band gap in between. So this is not at all desired output because it is having a wastage of frequency bands between the two successive pulses. So it should not be done to have a perfect sampling rate. The next thing is, this is showing us the perfect example of sampling rate, where Fs is equal to 2W, where the two samples or two pulses or sampling pulses are touching each other. The verges of the two sampling pulses are touching each other, so there is not at all a wastage of band. And in the third case, we can consider when Fs is less than 2W, where in this case we will get an interference or overlapping of the adjacent pulses. This particular case is considered as aliasing effect. So this is obtained when Fs is less than twice of W, and in the previous case Fs is exactly equal to twice of W, and in this case, in this case Fs is greater than 2W. So neither the Fs should be greater than 2W nor the Fs should be less than 2W, but in fact it should be equal to 2W in order to reconstruct the signal at the receiver in an appropriate or perfect manner. So this is the cases of different sampling frequencies, which are called as undersampling, oversampling and critical sampling. So all these cases we have considered one by one, and the last case is the unwanted phenomena of overlapping. It is called aliasing. And to overcome the aliasing effect, a low pass filter is used before the sampler, and this is called regenerating filter or constructing filter. It makes sure that no next or adjacent pulses touch or overlap the desired pulses. Thank you so much.